thought it'd be kind of dope to try something different. Now, I've done reaction videos before, but usually about other YouTubers. I've never done one about like Reddit. I thought this might be interesting. Could be a train wreck as well, but I love doing these videos. And, you know, nothing much else is going on in the tech industry. So I'm going to run over to my studio where I do my live streams and look at some Reddit. I'm not even sure that I like Reddit. But I guess you can come watch me read Reddit if that's something you're interested in. Why don't we do that? And we'll do it right after this.
This is, you know you listening to Travis.
What up, players? Welcome back. And for all you new people, welcome. My name's Travis and I do tech videos every single week and have a blast doing them. If that sounds like fun to you, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. Anything I talk about will be in the description below. But for now, let's just get into the video. So here I am in my normal studio where I do my live streams on Saturday morning and Gadgetcast, the podcast I do with Greg from Greg's Gadgets. So make sure you check out the links for those in the description below. If you want to check out my live streams on Saturday morning, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and we do stuff like this all the time. So I've actually been doing reaction videos for a while now. I think I did my first one in like 2018 or 2019. I just don't do them all the time, but they're kind of fun. And while I've never done a reaction to a forum, it's usually other YouTubers or other videos I see. I thought this was kind of fun. The idea, I actually saw Renee Ritchie, I think, do this a while back. Renee's a good friend. So I figured, what the heck? Let's try it and see what I learned. So I'm going to go into the Reddit for both Apple and iPhone, and we'll maybe do Samsung and stuff as well, depending on how you guys like this. If you tend to like this type of video, hit the like button and let me know. Now, to be clear, I don't go on Reddit for a couple reasons. Number one, I'm locked out of my account. I got locked out of my account a couple years ago because I had two-factor authentication. And the phone that had the two-factor authentication is not there, or it, I bought a new one and it's dumb. I can't get on Reddit anymore. I don't even care. I don't really care for Reddit, to be honest. Anyway, for a couple of reasons. First of all, look at this. Look at this format. Like 2010 called and they do not want their format back. This is a terrible format for something, but Reddit's super big. So let's see what's going on. So first, we're going to start off in the iPhone Reddit here. 2,600 people online, 3 million members strong on our iPhones. Let's take a look. Weekly, what should I buy thread? Now, this, first of all, I get these comments all the time in my videos. What should I buy? Should I buy? Let's see what they're doing. This is a week, so they got to do one weekly. People ask this question all the time. What should I buy? What should I buy? Listen, watch the videos, read the reviews, figure it out yourself. But let's see what people are saying. What's a good iPhone to get a feel for the Apple ecosystem? I'm currently in a Samsung S9 in need of an upgrade. I've been thinking about switching to iPhone. I just want to test it out for a while. So it really depends on what you're trying to get out of it. First of all, there's lots of prices that you can jump to. Like if you're just wanting to put your toe in, and you don't really want to get too deep in it, an iPhone SE would work. It's cheap. It's like $400. Or you can do something that I've done plenty of times on this channel and go to Amazon and get an Amazon renewed iPhone. I have tons of videos about this. You can get really good smartphones for a stupid good price. If you've never heard of Amazon renewed, check out the link in the description and the end screen. You need to watch those videos because, you can get a great iPhone for a little price. But if you're talking about new phones, just don't spend a lot of money, especially if you're not sure if you're going to stay. Apple's real kind of, the best part about Apple is the ecosystem. And I know I say that all the time, and I've even done a video about the problem with the Apple ecosystem. Again, if you haven't seen that, watch that. But the reality is this, it gets stronger the more Apple things you buy. The iPhone itself is just fine. Like, listen, smartphones nowadays are just smartphones. They open apps the same. They do pretty much everything the same. Cameras maybe being the one kind of differentiating factor between them. But by and large, you do the same stuff. Once you get into an Apple ecosystem, that's where your experience changes. So for me, if I'm answering a question like this, I think I would say something really cheap, iPhone SE, see if you can get a used iPhone 10 or 10R or something like that. Any of those would work really good. Another thing I don't like about Reddit, look at all these ads, and it's ironic because I see this a lot. I'm in the iPhone Reddit and there's an ad from Samsung, the Samsung account. Let's be honest here for a second. This is probably the worst place you can put your ad, a Samsung phone in an Apple Reddit. There ain't gonna be a lot of people in the Apple Reddit that are gonna jump to a Samsung. Samsung just wasted a whole bunch of money on a Reddit ad in the Apple iPhone Reddit subreddit. That's not good. That's not a good use of your money, Samsung. I don't know what you're doing. Apple released 5 spring colors. We've actually seen this in a couple of rumor leaks. Man, these leaks are all over the place. And these colors are pretty cool. I'm down for the purple, man. Why not? And I like the green and the blue. I love that. I don't know about this is like kind of like rose color, pinkish something. Whatever, man. I don't know. I'm not really. Why would I get a MagSafe case that looks completely different than the color of my phone. And the reason why I say that is because like I got this really cool dark green, I hate the silicone. You see all the fingerprints on this thing. Anyway, the color doesn't match the phone. The phone, it's not, it doesn't, so when you see that little bluish kind of here, but the green here, it doesn't look right. So making colors that are drastically different from the phone, I don't like that. By the way, why do the Pro series of phones always get the like less exciting colors? Like the base iPhone 12 had some really cool colors. The base iPhone 11 got some pretty cool colors. Like same thing on the Samsung side. Why do the base phones get better colors than the Pros? Thoughts about Apple simplifying the iPhone setup? I've been calling for this for a long time. Let's see. With nearly all the models featuring OLED displays this year, the difference between models becoming less and less noticeable and becoming increasingly more varied and difficult to choose from. What are your thoughts? I think they totally should. I've been saying this for a long time. You do want a different price point. This person's saying we have 5 iPhones for 2020. Of course, you know, in 2021, we got more than that. But we got the SE, the 12 mini, the 12 Pro, 12 Pro Max. And we actually have like the 11s that are out there and stuff too. I think you can still get some of those new. Imagine Apple loosely returning to the old style of just 1 or 2 models released every year. I've been saying this for a long time. You don't need 27 models. But here's the thing. They're selling them, with the exception of the mini, which did not sell great, as has been reported many times over. Apple keeps selling phones and stuff. I don't know how they sell all these phones. Like, they're all the same phone. There's not a lot of difference between them. It's not even that exciting anymore. But they sell a lot of them. What do you want me to say? So I would like to say I love the idea of simplifying their range, but Apple knows what they're doing. $111 billion in the last quarter. 111 with a B. You hear me? Do you hear me? With a B. So we got the what should I buy thread. Let's see what else. iPhone holds its value 20% over the Galaxy S21. Now this makes sense. And I've actually talked about this in another video where I said you do not want to buy your Samsung smartphones at full price. You just never want to do it. And you never want to do it at launch unless you're getting a great deal on a trade-in or like there's a buy one, get one sale. Just don't do it because they do lose their value fast. This year was one of the fastest years I've ever seen Samsung put a phone on sale. It was like less than a month. The phone was on sale for like $200 off, like in the first month. You never see Apple put their iPhones on sale because they don't have to. So this is true. This is the truth. And you know, some people get their feelings caught up in this, but it's a fact. It's a fact. It's not something you need to get upset about. It's a real thing. Apple approves 120 hertz, always on display, serializes in First of all, 1 terabyte smartphone. Think about that for a second. First of all, we have phones, at least on the Android side of things, with as much RAM as a lot of desktops, which is crazy to think about. And the processing power of some of these phones is along the line of a lot of desktops and certainly laptops. That's still, again, mind-numbing. But a terabyte of storage on your phone. Listen, I know some of you out there are going to use all that storage, but I would argue that you probably don't need all that storage. That is redunculous. And I guess, you know, listen, if Apple can sell them, go ahead and make them. I don't want to, but I mean, let's not forget about the fact that even Samsung's pulling the the micro SD support out. And of course, Apple has never really had that. So you kind of have to use that or iCloud. But a terabyte, what do you have? What do you have that's legal on your phone that's taking up a terabyte of storage? You know what I'm saying. Sideloading apps would break security. Okay, here's the thing. One of the things that makes Android phones great is the ability to be able to sideload apps. And while I kind of agree that this could definitely break security and privacy, there are apps and other ways that people can break security without sideloading anything. I mean, there's websites, there's been all types of patches on the iPhone, even just this year, that to fill in the gaps of those apps. And I think an iPhone user, by and large, wouldn't be using an app that they would have to sideload anyway. But to give people that option would be great without having to completely jailbreak their phone, which is a whole hassle in and of itself. I guess I get it. Apple really wants to keep everything closed. They always have. They want to keep the entire environment that you're in and the experience that you have, even with pretty much everyone else out there. They don't want to give you a whole bunch of ways to make your phone look completely different than everyone else. They kind of fought that for years. I still think that's one of the coolest things about Android phones. You can completely customize it, make it your own. iPhone's not so much. And this is just another one of those things. There are apps that, you know, they could allow you to sideload if they're, for whatever reason, don't want to be in the App Store. But I believe a lot of this has to do with Fortnite. Let's be honest. Epic and Apple, that's why they're saying don't sideload. Let's be honest about this, Tim Apple. Come on. Yeah, this is the mock-up that John Prosser talked about on Front Page Tech. Actually, someone in my Discord posted this in my Discord, links in the description. And at first I thought it was fake. I was like, oh, this is one from last year. But it turns out like the person who made these last year, the website that made these last year actually got it right. So this might be much of the same. But again, slightly smaller notch. It's not going to be a big deal until that notch is gone. Quite frankly, to me, not a big deal. I mean, it is what it is. This is interesting. iPhone users spent an average of $138 on apps last year. First of all, what? Who? I don't know if I ever paid $130 something, not only in a year, but overall on any app store, whether it be Apple or Google. But here's the thing, that's actually a huge deal, because if that is true, then I would suspect that that is another reason why they don't want people sideloading apps. They're making a lot of money. And, you know, with an Android phone, you can sideload anything you don't want to pay for. And there's always cracks and everything else that if you don't really want to pay for something, you don't have to. So as an app developer, it makes sense to focus a lot of your time on the App Store. If you can get in there, there are people that are willing to pay. And a lot of people on Android, they don't want to pay for apps. Not that that's wrong, but again, with the flexibility of Android, you don't have to pay for all this stuff. So it'll be interesting to see if Google decides to ever release how much people the average spender is on the app, on Google Play. I imagine it's 37 cents. Great question. When will the next big Apple jump update occur? I've had the iPhone 10 for about 3.5 years. The reason I got it is because it was a big upgrade from my phone at the time, which was a 6S. That is a big update and much different than previous available products. When do you think the next major overhaul will come? I don't know. Like, actually, it's going to have to come without the notch, an in-display, front-facing camera, which of course is there, and a completely different design. Like, I don't know. Think about it like this. The iPhone is already super powerful, and with the ecosystem, it does amazing things. But I guess the question is, what can they do? And I'm glad I don't have to figure it out, because quite frankly, I don't know. I'm out of ideas. Like, unless it's a hologram or something, I don't know. The thing is super powerful. It takes really great pictures. And other than the notch, there's not a lot I would change aesthetically about it. I don't know. When is the next big update? Again, I think it's going to be when the notch goes away and the under display camera, front facing camera, which I think is 2 years away, maybe next year, but at least 2 years away. So hang on to your iPhone 10, I guess. Oh, his advice on the Max phones. Let's see. Here's my advice about getting the Max version of any phone. Bought the 12 Pro Max and still use it less than my own iPhone 10. Wow. Now, if you haven't seen this, I actually did a video where I repaired an iPhone 10 that I bought. I bought a broken iPhone from eBay and then tried to repair it, and it went okay. Anyway, I'll leave a link for that in the description and the end screen. You definitely want to watch that. But the iPhone 10 is another person here that has an iPhone 10. Size of phones is a big factor to consider for anyone upgrading a new phone. You get a much bigger screen, but also in return more weight, but also in return much better battery life. That's a huge deal to me, because if your battery doesn't work, kind of doesn't matter how good your phone is. Max line would recommend it to anyone if you play games. Watch more, read on screen. Yeah, I actually agree with this. It totally makes sense. The screen size will definitely make you happy. Again, the battery life to me is one of the biggest things about having the 12 Pro Max, which I have, and I've had since the 11 Pro Max. Now he's talking about the dedicated controller for gaming. Again, I'm not really worried about gaming on my phone, but there you go. Jump in speed processing power is big from the X to the 12 Pro line. If you own 11 or 12, I wouldn't even bother with the next one until the 14. I actually kind of agree with this. 11 and 12, I went from 11 to 12. There really was no significant difference in anything that I do on that phone, either this phone or that phone, 11 Pro Max to the 12 Pro Max. You just don't buy it from year to year for any kind of significant performance increase, because at this point, everything's so silky smooth and fast, you're not really going to see much of a difference. We'll see if Apple can tweak their operating system to make it even better with 120 hertz. Obviously, the iPad Pro already has 120 hertz. And I gotta be honest, at times I don't even recognize that it has that. I just don't even notice it anymore, because the operating system is already so smooth. One company that's done such a great job to, in my opinion, make the high refresh rates seem faster is OnePlus. I've talked about this in depth before. I just think they do a great job of optimizing their operating system along with the fast refresh to make it seem like an incredibly snappy experience. Apple has an opportunity here. And finally, Kuo Ming Chi saying the iPhone 13 lineup features a nearly identical wide camera lens to the iPhone 12. This should come as no surprise. The 13 really is going to be a 12S. I mean, 120 hertz will be one difference. To be honest, from the 11 all the way up to the 13, the differences are going to be kind of minor to any person who's not really paying attention. The OLED screens on the low end is pretty cool. That's great. 120 hertz is going to be cool, but a lot of people who purchase that will not notice a difference. You just won't. I'm not saying that I don't, or any of the people watching this video won't. You probably will, but if you were to show this 60 hertz screen to a 120 hertz screen to someone off the street, you're probably not going to notice a difference. A lot of the differences that Apple is making here are not really that big of a deal. And why change something that works so well? The cameras on the 12 series of phones is amazing. Really, at this point, it's a software game all the way across, whether it be from the operating system or the way that pictures are taken. The lenses are good enough. It's all about how the AI treats those images and then presents them to you at the end. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I actually love doing this sort of thing. So if you want more of these, hit a like button, hit a subscribe button, and let me know in the comments below what other Reddit should I look at. I mean, I just looked at the iPhone this time. If you like it, maybe I'll go to the full-on Apple subreddit next, and we'll see what's popping there. Anyway, hope to see you next time. Peace and love. I usually walk away, but I don't want to get up. I'm just going to sit here.